Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Today on the SEC ESPN Network, it's college softball as we bring you a doubleheader hosted by the LSU Tigers in the Purple and Gold Classic. Game 1 today, LSU versus Stephen F.Austin out of the Western Athletic Conference. Come on inside beautiful Tiger Park with Hall of Fame coach Yvette Girard. I'm Lynn Rollins. Yvette, a week ago, this LSU team was in Florida participating in the St. Pete Clearwater Invitational. 5 games, LSU won 2 of those. Sophomore Danica Coffey is leading the way offensively. She's hitting .389 right now with 14 base hits already. But this LSU team has some power in the lineup as well.
This is certainly an LSU team that can hit the long ball. They have 9 home runs on the year already, led by Shelby Sinceri with 4 and Georgia Clark with 3.
Indeed, those two have provided some power for the Tigers. In the circle, Allie Kilponen has 5 decisions, 4 of them in the win column.
The workhorse Kilponen has thrown 33 innings for the Tigers in those 6 appearances. On the season, she's given up 28 hits, 5 earned runs, has struck out 26, and walked only 4. Kilponen picked up both of LSU's wins in the tournament last weekend.
Stephen F.Austin is led by Nicole Dixon in her 6th season. She's had some success in the Southland Conference before moving over to the Western Athletic Conference for the first time this year, and head coach at Parrish Junior College and Tyler Junior College before she went to Nacogdoches. 2 NCAA Division I tournament appearances. Yvette, let's compare some numbers here as we look at Stephen F. Austin and LSU by the numbers early in the season.
Relatively close in most categories, but advantage Tigers in team ERA. Huge advantage for LSU there. Both
of these teams would love to see that batting average increase by several points. LSU hitting .245 as a team, Stephen F. Austin at only .217. The Lumberjacks, however, got a victory 2-0 over Purdue earlier today in this tournament, and they got a no-hitter to help that win as Cassidy Wilbur tossed the no-hitter for Stephen F. Austin, a 2-0 victory with runs in the 1st and 5th, and that's all that they needed. Here's Shelby Sinceri in the circle for the Tigers, 2-1 this year, 2.74 ERA, and the first swing is launched into left field. A base hit for Cameron Middlebrook. That's her first hit of the tournament. She's now 1 for 4. Let's look at this Lady Jacks lineup. Govan, who's at the plate right now, had 2 hits in the first game. Gabby Garcia was 3 for 3. And she is on deck. The wind is blowing mostly out toward center field, sometimes a little bit more toward right. It's much chillier today in Baton Rouge than it has been the last couple of days.
Weather has dramatically changed for colder.
Govan already has hit 7 home runs, Yvette. She has been a power machine, including one earlier today.
Last year in the Southland Conference, she was hitter of the year with 15 home runs.
What a start she's off to. 9 home runs in almost as many games. Make it 7 home runs for Govan.
Of course, that would make her...
Still, that's a heck of a start. She lines this one into right center field. It's down and cut off on the warning track by Rudate. And Rudate gets it back to the infield. Runners on 1st and 3rd. A pair of knocks early for Stephen F. Austin against Shelby Sinceri.
Well, Coach Dixon said she would put her against any hitter in the country. Great teammate. Drives one to the right center gap here, and the Jacks have something going right away against the Tigers. Nobody out with the 1st and 3rd.
Rudate got it back to the infield as quickly as possible, but there are runners on the corners for Gabby Garcia. Garcia hit in the middle of the order in the first game and responded with a 3-for-3 performance. A swinging strike.
You see that Sunseri will throw that hard drop ball at 66 miles an hour, but that ball is a heavy pitch.
Garcia starts with an open stance. She does not wear batting gloves, and she pulls this one foul. LSU defensively lines up like this. In the pasture, it's Newland and Briggs and Rudity. Coffey and Clark on the corners. Pleasance and Peterson are the middle infielders. And Cummins is catching.
And with Sunseri, you should get a majority of ground outs. The Tigers would like to clean up their defense. It's been a little shaky here in this early season.
LSU is still ranked in the top 25, but the Tigers certainly are looking to tighten things up in a few categories.
Good pitch by Sunseri to get her to swing at that, definitely a pitcher's pitch there.
Sunseri has that multicolored glove. We'll show you that in a moment.
Of course, she's the only senior really on the staff, on the team.
Cummins kept that in front of her.
Good job by Cummins, because she has to be a wall here with the runner at third. And that's kind of been another bugaboo for the Tiger defense. Pass balls.
There's that multicolored glove, light colored, and I guess you would call that a teal green. Stephen F.Austin, of course, was a longtime member of the Southland Conference out of Nacogdoches, Texas.
Not only was Govan a hitter of the year, talk about Nicole Dixon, the head coach, was the Southland Conference coach of the year last year. Of course, they've moved on.
This is popped up. Taylor Pleasance should have a play, and she does for the first out.
Good
so
job.
The runners cannot advance with nobody out.
Good job by Sunseri jamming her. It's a weak pop-up for that all-important first out.
Stephen F.Austin certainly was one of the favorites to win the tournament championship last year for the Southland Conference, but the Cowgirls of McNeese played splendid softball and came away with that tournament championship in Hammond. Sunseri working to Sydney Hebert. Hebert in the first game today was 1 for 3.
Sunseri just missed with that changeup there. 15 pitches in the inning so far for her.
Stephen F.Austin 3 wins, 9 losses so far on the season, including that 2-0 no-hit victory over Purdue earlier today. LSU will play Drake in the final game of the first day of the tournament, and we'll have that one for you about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one right here on the SEC ESPN network. 2 hits in the inning, runners on the corners for Stephen F.Austin with only 1 out.
Look on Hebert, she's a pull hitter.
There's a changeup for a strike. We have seen the evolution of that pitch over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Can't win big without that pitch, and the look of that pitch was excellent. No hump to it.
Sunseri looking for a strikeout. The 2-2 pitch. Hit high and deep to right center field. This is tracking. It's a home run.
I never thought that ball was going out of the park. It just got up out in the wind and just kept carrying.
Sydney Hebert delivers a 3-run home run on a 2-2 pitch. And Stephen F.Austin has jumped out in front 3-0 in the first inning on base hits by Middlebrook and Govan, and an opposite field home run by Sydney Hebert.
See the no stride, just I think Shelby knew that was not a good pitch as soon as she let it go. Tigers in an early deficit here.
Indeed, the Lady Jacks with 3 in the first. And here is Sydney Carithers. She lines it into right field. That's the 4th very solid base hit in the first inning for the Lady Jacks. They had 7 hits in the first game. They've already got 4 in the first inning.
Any action in the bullpen for the Tigers? If not, I'm sure it will happen quick here. As you said, 4 hits already in the first inning.
Hope Lusk comes to the plate. Strike 1 on Lusk. This levels the count at 1. Only 1 out, 3 runs in. On base hits by Middlebrook and Govan, and a 1-out home run by Hebert. That was followed by a Carithers single. Poole is on deck for the Lady Jacks. Cummins makes the stop as that ball collected some dirt on the way to the plate. Lusk is a freshman, hitting 167. She's driven in 4.
Shelby just not quite as sharp as she has been in the first inning.
That's lined right back off the pitcher, picked up by Coffey, and she gets the out at first base. Sunseri does not appear to be any worse for being hit by that pitch, but that was a vicious liner right back to the circle.
She's tough. She's telling Blue that she's A-okay, but that's the second week in a row that one of the Tiger pitchers gets nailed in the circle. And Coffey with a good throw just to get the runner.
1-5-3 on the putout. And Sunseri will continue. Poole pops this one up, and that's grabbed by Georgia Clark as she moves to her right. But Sydney Hebert on a 2-2 pitch goes opposite field into the right center field bleachers. And on this swing, the Lady Jacks have an early 3-0 lead over the LSU Tigers. A 3-run home run in the top of the first inning by Sydney Hebert has propelled the Jacks to a 3-0 lead over LSU. The Tigers come to the plate facing Brooke Gaines in the circle for Stephen F.Austin.
The freshman, 0-1 on the season. We think we're going to see a screw, a change, and a curveball.
Here's the lineup for the Tigers. Coffey at the top is on a 9-game hitting streak. Briggs, who's next, has reached base in every game this year.
You see that first pitch to Coffey was a screwball, but missed its mark.
Gaines finds the upper part of the strike zone with a second screwball.
Came back to the same pitch, but that one was far more effective. Although she might want to get that pitch down.
Coffey lifts this one into foul ground down the left field line, and it is snared by Simone Medeiros. Medeiros and Birkland and Garcia in the outfield. Govan and Lusk on the corners on the infield. Middlebrook and Poole are the middle infielders. Gaines is pitching to Carithers. Here's Briggs. That's a little elevated to the LSU center fielder.
Briggs made the highlight reel for ESPN last weekend with the #1 play, crashing through the outfield fence and catching a fly ball.
Briggs has 13 base hits on the year. That's one behind Coffey for the team lead. And Sierra is hitting .382.
We saw her last year, and we knew she'd be an instant everyday starter for the Tigers.
She's hitting above 300 with runners on base, and she's hitting above 400 with the bases empty.
Getting a steady dose of screwballs here.
If you're a right-handed pitcher and you can crank that screwball against left-handed batters and put it where you want it, you are in an advantageous position.
No doubt. Her screwball's a little high, though. These slappers can adjust to it.
There's a 4-3 put out. Dakota Poole at second base, getting it over to Shaylin Govan. And here is Taylor Pleasance, who very surprisingly has been off to a slow start at the plate. Taylor was one of the best hitters in the league last year, but she has struggled to a 4 for 33 start.
And that was the best looking screwball she's thrown so far. Right there in her legs, tailing away. Of course, Taylor hit those pitches last year. You just got to stay on it long. She's getting a steady dose of that.
She hits this one deep into the right center field gap. It's off the wall. Taylor Pleasance is rounding third. Those long legs pumping toward third base. She slides safe at third with a 2-out triple for Taylor Pleasance. That was a wall banger off the right center field wall, and Pleasance moves to third base with 2 gone.
And that's more of the Pleasant swing we know. Watch this relay, though. Nice arm out there. It's Buckland that throws this ball in and made it a lot closer than we thought.
So Pleasance rattles the wall with a 2-out triple, and here's Georgia Clark.
And that's good to see for the Tigers, because Pleasance is way too good a player to be stuck mirrored in the hundreds hitting batting average.
A strike to Clark, who's hitting .290.
As we talked about Clark's power, Tigers would sure like to get one back here.
Or maybe even 2 with 1 swing. Clark, with that compact stance, lifts the left leg, swings and hits a hard shot down to the third baseman. It's picked up on the short hop and turned into an out, as Hope Lusk is able to retire Georgia Clark on the ground ball. So a 2-out triple off the right center field wall by Taylor Pleasance does no good for the Tigers, who trail 3-0 going to the second. .3 Stephen F.Austin. The Lady Jacks will come to the plate for the second time. They got a 3-run homer in the first. Let's look at the preseason Western Athletic Coaches Poll. Seattle and New Mexico State in the West are 1-2. Stephen F.Austin expected to have some immediate success in the Southwest Division, followed by Sam Houston, also a former Southland Conference school. Pleasance makes the pickup, throws it low, but it's scooped by Clark. A 6-3 put out. So Birkland is retired on a play that was more difficult than maybe it looked.
Made routine for Pleasance.
Here's Medeiros. Simone is the left fielder. She is the 9th Lady Jack to come to the plate.
Stephen F. had 7 all-conference selections last year. Of course, 3 of them are gone, so four remain with this team. And as you said, they picked to win their division. There's a great-looking screwball from Sinceri, and you see the fruitless effort of the lefty trying to catch up to that pitch.
One thing Sinceri has done well is throw first pitch strikes.
And she works quick.
She's only missed 1 first pitch strike in 9 batters. That's usually a statistic that really points to success, but Stephen F. Austin has had some good swings with 4 solid base hits, including that 3-run home run by Bear with 1 out in the first.
They absolutely have come out swinging.
Here's the 2-2.
Took something off on that pitch. A little bit, 60 miles an hour, but she changed a little bit of the velocity to fool that hitter.
2 gone now, and this is a dandy changeup. Medeiros had run up on it and just could not recover, could not commit.
Just mixing speeds there. Just taking a little bit off of that pitch. I don't know if you could call it a true changeup because the velocity wasn't great.
Back to the top of the order for Middlebrook, who singled to get things started. 2 gone in the inning. Pleasance gobbles this one up, makes the strong throw. It took only 8 pitches for Shelby Sunseri to get her team back to the dugout. A 3-up, 3-down inning. We move to the bottom of the second. It's 3-0. Three runs, 4 hits for Stephen F.Austin. All of that damage coming in the first inning. The Tigers got a 2-out triple from Pleasance in the bottom of the first. Beth Torina looking on, hoping her team rallies here. It's her 11th season as the LSU head coach. Her next victory will be her 423rd. She's in her 15th season overall as a Division I head coach with 551 career victories. 4 College World Series appearances for LSU under Beth Torina.
She's had a fabulous career here at LSU.
Here's Sunseri.
The grandma of the team, the only senior.
That's a little bit elevated.
I think we've seen a little bit of a rise ball. It's definitely an up pitch. And Sari either wants to be a coach or a speech pathologist. Here's that good-looking changeup. Just a freshman on the mound here, and you'll see a little bit of a hump, but enough to fool Sunseri. At least she's shown it, put in the mind of the Tiger hitters that she has one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Sunseri rests that bat against her right shoulder before raising it and pulling that one foul into the net on the left side. It's a gray day in Baton Rouge. The wind is blowing out toward center field, and sometimes it'll turn a little bit toward right center.
Extreme temperature change here. It was in the 80s yesterday, and
30 degrees.
Today it's a winter day here.
Wind is blowing out at least 10 miles an hour.
So in this sequence, we've seen a rise, a change, a screw, and then another rise ball.
At game time, it was 40 degrees. With the wind, it feels like 35.
Good to be in the press box. Just missed with that curveball.
Three balls, 2 strikes. LSU needs base runners. Sunseri is the leadoff batter in the second for the Tigers. This will stay in the ballpark, and it's gathered by the left fielder, Simone Medeiros.
So far, the freshman has made some good pitches when she needed to get some outs here. Tigers have to jump on the mistakes.
There's an off-speed pitch to Newland. Yvette, I need to correct the game time temperature. It was 53 degrees, not 40 degrees.
All right, that's a little different.
53 degrees at game time, but still about a 30-degree difference in one day.
People in the stands, and of course we always have the wind from the river, so that makes it a little bit cooler. Wind is definitely blowing out.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Allie Newland. She slaps it out of play on the opposite side. Maybe that was Celsius or something I was reading.
So Allie Newland had a grand slam, her first at bat as a Tiger, and she had another one last weekend. So she has 2 in her career so far.
That's pretty special, isn't it?
Well, first at bat in your collegiate career.
She's from Georgia, hitting .214. She's driven in 5.
Mother was a collegiate softball player. They all wear that number 44.
That's ripped right into the glove of Lusk. My goodness, a defensive play at third. If you don't catch that one, you're going to wear a bruise.
And you know, that's what doesn't show up in the stat sheet. Newland hit that ball as hard as you can hit it. She hit it at someone that had a glove to catch it.
So Lusk grinning down there at third. She's certainly thankful that she made the catch cleanly. 2 outs, nobody on base. There's another changeup to start the pitch sequence. This one misses to Rudity.
But you're seeing a steady dose now. Every at-bat of seeing that changeup.
Rudity has knocked one out of the ballpark. And another change.
Very heralded freshman out of North Carolina. First for Beth Torina. Never recruited, much less gotten a player out of that state.
Morgan Cummins is on deck, but there are 2 outs, nobody on base. A fly ball to left and a liner to Lusk have provided Stephen F.Austin with a couple of outs. 3-0 Lady Jacks. Rudity waits and hits it right between the wickets. Govan could not pick it up at first base.
And Rudity recognized that change. Kept her hands back, her weight back. Good piece of hitting here. Of course, it's a ball that should have been caught, but
Govan was a little tardy getting that leather down. So for the second straight inning, the Tigers got a 2-out base runner. That's an error on the first baseman, Govan.
Catcher, number 26, Morgan Cummins.
Morgan Cummins hitting .300. Looking for her first RBI of the season. Ball 1 high and away.
Cummins has already graduated in 3 1/4 years. COVID year has been, the only thing that it's been good for is to allow these athletes to really concentrate academically and for most of them to work on second degrees.
There's the changeup, it's upstairs. Yvette, I was reading a national story the other day talking about what you just said, and according to the story, there are more Division I athletes in graduate school than in any year in history that still have eligibility.
That's fantastic, and for their long-term future, taking complete advantage of what they've been given and setting themselves up for the rest of their lives.
The 3-0 pitch is a strike.
And in some universities, they may not have the luxury of paying for that 5th year, and this kind of took care of it.
Coffey is on deck if the inning is extended. That got a piece of the outside edge. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rudity will be off on the pitch. LSU trails 3-0 on a 3-run home run by Sidney Abair in the first inning. Cummins rips it foul. In case you missed it, Stephen F.Austin got a 2-0 victory over Purdue in the first game of the tournament. Cassidy Wilbur pitched a no-hitter for the Lady Jacks. Cummins yanks this one deep, but it curls off foul.
A little bit of a battle here.
Wilbur in that no-hitter walked 5, but she struck out 12.
Again, she was the pitcher of the year in the Southland last year.
3-2 pitch spoiled again.
Work back from a 3-0 count, and now we'll see who's going to win this.
Rudity ready to take off from first base. There she goes. A liner deep to center field, and this one is off the warning track. Rudity rounds third. She will score easily. And Morgan Cummins, with a clutch 2-out double off the center field warning track, drives in the first LSU run.
And advantage Cummins. She just kept fouling off pitch, and got one she could drive.
That is her first RBI of the year. And that is a piece of very clutch hitting.
Tigers get back on in the scoring column and knock this down to a 3-1 game now.
So the second hit for LSU produces the first run. It is an unearned run. But nonetheless, Cummins has knocked it home. She's in scoring position for Danica Coffey. Or excuse me, Bailey Brandon.
Another freshman that has been heralded, but we haven't seen that much of her in Tiger Park yet.
Bailey Brandon, a first-year player. She's got an opportunity here to make a mark.
She came in and coaches were raving about her, just in one word, called her a raker.
She lays off the high pitch. Brandon has had 5 at-bats this year. She's 1 for 5.
Hadn't had a lot of opportunities. Had a chance to stay in the lineup with a hit right here, though.
She waves and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cummins, the catcher, after an RBI double, is at second base. Brandon, the designated player, trying to extend the inning and drive home another run.
I thought maybe we had a ball for an illegal pitch, but I don't think so. I think he was just warning her.
That's upstairs. That's Chris Tahanika behind the plate. He's actually from upstate New York. Gaines comes back to get Brandon on strikes, but the Tigers get a run on Morgan Cummins' 2-out RBI double to center field, and we move on to the third inning. It's 3-1, Stephen F.Austin. Stephen F.Austin got a 3-run home run in the first inning. LSU got a 2-out run-scoring double from Morgan Cummins in the second inning. And we go to the third.
Sinceri looked much better in that last inning, like she really settled down, hitting her spots.
She has retired 5 in a row since the 4th hit in the first inning. Here's Govan, who had a base hit last time.
That is number 12, first base, Shelby Govan.
Govan with an open stance from the right side. She had 2 base hits in the first game.
Having a good day so far.
Yes, she is. Stephen F.Austin out of Nacogdoches, Texas.
Oldest settlement in Texas.
And a twin settlement to Natchitoches, Louisiana, the oldest settlement in the Louisiana Purchase. Stephen F.Austin was established as a teacher's college in 1923. There are about 13,000 students, and almost 2/3 of them are females. Govan coaxes a walk from Sunseri, and that's a rarity. That's only the 5th walk. No, I beg your pardon.
That is number 2, right fielder.
I was about to say that was the 5th walk of the season for her, but I'm thinking of Allie Kilponen. But you never want to walk that leadoff person, do you?
No, you don't.
Cummins almost made a heck of a catch. That ball actually got into her mitt.
And I think she tripped before she actually had her mitt on the ball, and it's a pop-up that I think she should have caught, but something behind home plate that seems to trip up people.
Well, she got to it. It did not hit the net. That would have made it an automatic foul ball.
Right.
And then the contact knocked the ball loose. Sunseri picks up the bunt and gets the out at first base,
and
with Peterson covering.
I think Sunseri might have lost track who was running. She might have had a play at second base.
By the way, that walk by Sunseri was only the 7th that she's allowed this year. Here's Sydney Hebert, who hit one into the right center field bleachers last time with 2 teammates aboard. Sunseri starts her with a strike. And Yvette, let's go back and look at the opposite field home run.
And the book on her was that she likes to pull, but she definitely went with that pitch, as you said, right center field. Of course, if you get something up in the air today in right center field, got a great chance of going out.
Of course, the Stephen F. Austin mascot is the Lumberjacks, the Lady Jacks for the women's teams. Guess what industry that's in honor of? Remember, this is East Texas.
Logging industry.
Absolutely. The forestry industry is the origin of
now that was an easy one.
Well, it'll get harder over the course of the year.
Lumberjacks? I could have said syrup.
Let's just say that Hebert swings a pretty good axe at the plate.
Hebert sounds like she belongs in Louisiana.
By the way, that one was spinning as it got to the circle. Everybody's safe.
I'm sure hoping they record that as a hit, because that ball had so much spin. It just went off of Sunseri's glove. She's frustrated, but
this looks like a gyroscope on its way to.
Yeah, look at that. That's like a crazy shoo-shoo there. But one of those balls you want to go back and
you want to just stomp on it when it comes your way.
Yeah, kill that sucker. Clark with a nice turn, and then Pleasance just throws it away. And the Tigers have just committed so many errors in this early season.
That's a fielder's choice. And then Govan scored.
And let's see if she should have just put this back in her pocket. Would have been close. And is it the throw or Peterson
It is
getting
the throw.
left? Peterson looked like she was a little tardy getting to first.
It's a throwing error on Pleasance after the fielder's choice. Govan came around to score.
The Jacks get that one run back.
So a couple of errors in the inning. Actually, that spinner was ruled a base hit.
You know, when I watched it on replay, when it got to her glove, it looked like she should have made the play, but all the way there and off the bat, it had some goofy spin, like you said, a gyroscope. And one that, in retrospect, you got to make. But the leadoff walk, the throwing error.
That's what the old manager said on his deathbed. Those walks, they'll kill you.
I always said the one-run games harden all my arteries.
I had some cracklings yesterday that hardened some arteries, but they were delicious. It's still a little bit too early for me and crawfish to get together, primarily because of the cost. I have not seen any reasonably priced crawfish.
Doesn't matter to me.
I understand.
You can only eat them for a certain amount of time. But they are ridiculously priced at the beginning.
The liner dies as it gets to Pleasance, and Lusk hits a soft liner to the LSU shortstop. But another run on a hit and an error, and we will move on with Stephen F.Austin owning a 4-1. We are a couple of weeks into the college softball season. You see how SEC teams have done so far. These are up to the moment standings coming into today's play. Florida and Texas A&M are both undefeated. So is Alabama. Kentucky and Auburn have suffered only one loss. And LSU just ahead of Mississippi State near the bottom of the, quote, standings right now with a 6-5 mark.
Couple of surprises in there. Auburn has played very well, and LSU has not.
Danica Coffey at the top of the order takes a strike. She has hit safely in 9 straight games. She fouled out to the left fielder last time. That is a foul ball.
Good job by Blue calling that early.
Over the Tigers, center fielder, number 88. Nope. Bubba.
That screwball worked its way outside.
Early in the season, the Tigers led off with Briggs, then Coffey, and then switched it around after a couple of games.
Briggs is on deck.
Briggs does so many things well with her bat. Of course, Coffey is leading the team. Briggs right behind her in batting averages.
Briggs at 382. Coffey 7 points better than that coming into the game. Coffey spoils another one. Yvette, there's still a ways to go, but I'm interested in the incorporation of official review once the SEC games are upon us. So that will be new to the league. Baseball's had it a few years now, but
It's about time.
plays will be able to be reviewed by official review in SEC play this year. Coffey strokes it under the glove of the shortstop Middlebrook, and Coffey now has hit safely in 10 consecutive games.
Great leadoff hitter. He's doing her job for sure. This ball is hit well. Gets there quick. Can't leave, unless you're just trying to stop the ball, you can't leave your feet if you're going to try and throw out a slapper.
You talked about her ability as a leadoff hitter. She has reached base safely half the time when leading off an inning. She's been on base 9 times in 18 tries this year when leading off an inning. Now here's Briggs. She has been on base in every game this year.
And as I said, she handles the bat so well. So many things that Beth Torina can do in this situation.
Stephen F.Austin leads 4-1.
Including straight steal.
A 3-run home run by Sydney Hebert in the first inning and an unearned run in the top of this inning. Briggs poked the bunt foul. Briggs wears that wide receiver number, 88. Briggs shows bunt. Instead, she pops it up on a full swing, and it is squeezed by Dakota Poole at second base. So 1 out, and Coffey remains at first. You could say she's holding her grounds down there.
Glad you didn't say grinds.
Here's Pleasance, who tripled off the wall last time, and an off-speed strike.
She wanted to swing at that pitch.
Pleasance hit one midway up the center field wall in her first at bat. She lobs this one out toward right.
Ooh, and Coffey's got a big lead over there, and that right fielder, Garcia, a little while to get that ball out. She could have gotten doubled off.
And I'm surprised Coffey didn't go back sliding either, because she runs the risk of overrunning the bag on the retreat. But a fly ball to right field results in the second out, and here is Georgia Clark. Brooke Gaines has been poised in the circle for Stephen F.Austin.
And this is where the Tigers, you just see it. They just can't put it together. They have bits and pieces here and there, and players not stepping up. Got the top of the lineup here to do some damage with the leadoff hitter.
Georgia Clark will try to extend the inning. The catcher sets up outside. It was delivered there for a ball.
Almost deliberate. They want to see if Coffey, I wouldn't call it a pitch out, but it was close to that. Catcher set up way out and want to see if Coffey was going to run.
Here's the 1-1 pitch with 2 gone, 1 aboard. Brooke Gaines, the freshman pitcher, delivers upstairs. Gaines out of Kingwood, Texas.
Bunch of Texas girls on the field right now. Of course, Clark is from Texas.
This is line to right and right to Garcia. Gabby Garcia had to take 1 step to her left to grab the liner. So Coffey is left at first base after leading off with a single, and the Lady Jacks lead LSU. LSU will meet Drake in a second game about 30 minutes following this one, but right now the Tigers have their hands full with Stephen F.Austin trailing 4-1, having yielded 3 in the first and 1 in the third. LSU got a run in the second inning, and on we go to the fourth with Hall of Fame coach Yvette Girard, who took 2 teams to 5 College World Series during her career. I'm Lynn Rollins, and we are very thankful that you've chosen to join us for college softball this afternoon in Baton Rouge on the SEC ESPN network, potentially a worldwide audience.
Stephen F. is having quite a day today so far.
Indeed. The first half of the day was punctuated by a 2-0 victory over Purdue.
With what, no-hitter and how many Ks in that game?
Cassidy Wilbur struck out 12 Boilermakers. This will be an extra base. Dakota Poole is at second base without a play as she rips it down the left field line.
Dakota Poole is quite fired up here. No doubt about this. This ball goes screaming down the third base line.
6 hits by the Lady Jacks.
At bat, playing center field, number 14.
You know, we were talking about Stephen F.Austin and some of the traditions and how the Lumberjacks came to be, the nickname. This is a pretty cool thing they do over there in Nacogdoches. And each of the freshmen every year, out at third. Dakota Poole got a little bit greedy with nobody out. She was already in scoring position, and the Tigers erase her at third base.
Good job by Cummins fighting through that. See, the ball goes off the, jeez. The ball, she just doesn't catch the ball, but then comes up firing, knows exactly where the play is going to be, and nice tag by Pleasance right on the feet or foot.
Getting back to that story, all of the freshmen at registration every year get a souvenir axe handle given to them.
I didn't know that. That's very cool.
I think so.
Or did y'all make that up?
No, we didn't make it up.
Well, you know, you might.
They give about 2,000 of them a year. A souvenir axe handle to all of the incoming freshmen. It's better than a pine cone. Birkland at the plate.
Didn't know that. It's surrounded by a lot of trees, piney woods, or?
Oh, East Texas, piney woods, yes. Briggs on the run and gets there in left center field. She was off with the crack of the bat, never hesitated, and made that a fairly routine play, but she had to run a long way to get it.
When you read it off the bat correctly and have the speed of Briggs, you make that look routine. That could be a costly base running mistake for Stephen F. Now they'd have a runner at third with 1 out.
Medeiros slaps it foul.
That's 2 hard hit balls in this inning.
Medeiros is one of only 2 left-handed batters in the Lady Jack lineup, and the Tigers have 6 in their lineup today. Don't forget, Drake and LSU will do battle about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. Tell a friend about it. We've got more LSU softball coming your way on the SEC ESPN network. Medeiros goes down on strikes for the second time. And LSU escapes damage here in the fourth. We move on. It's 4-1. Stephen F.Austin leading. No Kona ice for you today. on a chilly day in Baton Rouge. Stephen F. Austin leading at 4-1 over LSU. Here are the teams from the SEC that are in the ESPN.com USA Softball Top 25. Alabama at number 2, Florida at number 4. You see Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Missouri, Auburn, and LSU holding on to that top 25 spot. Ranked 23rd coming into this week. Tigers are trailing right now, 4-1 to Stephen F. Austin. Shelby Sinceri at the plate.
Got Alabama playing right down the road in Lafayette this weekend.
Alabama beat the Ragin' Cajuns 9-1 yesterday. That gathering of teams in Lafayette,
it's a very cool
at
tournament.
the Mardi Gras time, allows them to experience a bit of Mardi Gras of their own.
Yeah, they got the local favorite, Wayne Toops, a great Cajun singer tonight. And then Saturday morning, all 10 teams will have their own floats and throws and ride in the Youngsville Mardi Gras parade. And it's a big parade. So that'll be very cool for those young ladies to experience that.
Sinceri lines one, and that is off the bottom of the left field wall. Shelby on her way to second base. She slides for the double, her second of the year, and that opens the bottom of the 4th inning for the Tigers as Shelby Sinceri, who flied to left field last time, straightens one out off the bottom of the wall.
Shelby Sinceri is looking like her sophomore year, swinging the stick. Extends it to an extra base hit here.
A leadoff double for Sinceri. The Tigers have had a base runner in every inning.
Running for the Tigers at second base, number 9, Madeline Giglio.
Madeline Giglio is the pinch runner. There she is for Sinceri. So Sinceri dents the bottom of the wall in left field. Giglio is pinch running, and here is Newland.
And they've got everybody pulled, the corners pulled up, and Newland tattooed the ball last time she was up.
She lined it to the third baseman.
Lusk and Govan better be hands ready here. She turns on one.
One strike pitch is upstairs. The Tigers need to capitalize on these runners in scoring position. We are in the 4th inning. LSU got a 2-out triple from Pleasance in the first, and then a 2-out base runner on an error in the second. LSU picked up a run on the RBI double by Cummins. This takes a funny hop through the circle. The second baseman is there to make the play.
Right over her glove.
It does move Giglio to third base. Watch this ball take a little funny hop.
That's a screwball that she's trying to pull, but look at that. It's here and then it's gone.
But turned into a 4-3 putout. And Rudity will step to the plate with a teammate at third. Here we go. Steve Wright. Rudity reached on an error last time as Jovan misplayed a ball at first base.
It looks like middle infielders for Stephen F. are going to acquiesce that run at third and get an out. They might creep in a little bit, but still, they'll have a hard time throwing her out from that position. Got to capitalize here. Got to get a run in here for the Tigers. Close the gap.
We are in the 4th. The outfield is very deep and pretty much straight away. Rudity has scored the only run of the game for the Tigers.
Rudity hit a bomb last weekend in Florida. Tigers would like her to turn on one right here.
That's lifted, foul out of play. Four runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for Stephen F.Austin. 1 run, 4 hits, and an error for the Tigers. Both errors have accounted in the scoring. The 2-2. Spoiled into the net.
Trying to keep that ball on the left side so they can hold the runner and get the out. Haven't given her anything inside to turn on.
The Tigers will play 2 games tomorrow. They also will play 2 games Sunday. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hit high and deep to left center field. Carrying, and it's off the glove of the left fielder, Medeiros. Rudity winds up at second base. And that's an error on the left fielder who got there but could not squeeze it as she was approaching the warning track.
The ball just kept tailing away on her. And as you said, just couldn't squeeze it for the out.
She got there and then could not finish the play. But the Tigers will take the run. It's the second unearned run that Stephen F.Austin has allowed to this point.
And Rudity, even if that ball would have been caught, did her job. Long fly ball scores the run.
Here's Cummins.
Gets the Tigers 2 runs closer.
Cummins hits one deep to left field. Way back it goes. It's off the warning track. Rudity scores from second base, and Cummins has a pair of run-scoring doubles this afternoon.
Cummins has come to play with swinging the sticks, but maybe you've seen some adjustments second time through the lineup for the Tigers.
LSU is pulled within 1.
We're going to see a change here. No, I think it's the Tigers making some pinch running changes here.
The Tigers designated player number 23, Bailey Brandon.
Bailey Brandon is at the plate, but we'll have a pinch runner at second base.
Ushmanzada.
Kennedy Hushmanzada, who has a sister on the ball club, is pinch running. Brandon at the plate. That's upstairs. A pair of doubles in the inning, one by Sunseri, the other by Cummins. The latter drove in a run. And also an error allowed a run to score. So the Tigers have pulled within 1. We are in the bottom of the 4th on a gray, windy day in Baton Rouge with a temperature in the low 50s.
All right.
A liner to right, and it is carrying over the head of the right fielder. It bounces off the warning track. Another run-scoring double, the 3rd in the inning for the Tigers. And Bailey Brandon at the bottom of the order delivers. We've got a brand new game.
No question, Brandon saw that change up, sat on that, drove in a run, got herself a double.
That's her first 2-bagger in an LSU uniform.
Tiger coaches were very excited about this hitter. The lineup has turned over. I don't know if we have anybody in the bullpen warm enough for the Jacks. I don't think so.
Both teams have 4 runs on 6 hits now. Here's Coffey. And indeed, the bullpen is idle right now. Coffey slaps it down to third again. Another good play by the third baseman, Lusk.
But the Tigers are starting to tee off here. They're starting to hit the ball hard.
Lusk made a nice pickup.
He's made a couple of nice plays.
Here's Sierra Briggs, who's 0 for 2. 3 run-scoring doubles, or 3 doubles in this inning for LSU. The latter 2 have produced runs. Sunseri, Cummins, and Brandon each have doubles for the Tigers in the bottom of the 4th.
And the hits are all evened up now at 6. The only thing that's different is Stephen F. has 2 errors. The Tigers have 1. Everything else is the same.
Briggs lays off a high pitch. Briggs hits one deep the other way. This is carrying and tracked down near the warning track. Medeiros is able to get to it, but LSU gets 3 doubles in the inning, including a run-scoring 2-bagger by Bailey Brandon. And the Tigers have pulled even. It's 4 apiece as we go to the 5th. These teams have played 12 times prior to today's action. LSU has won 11 of them. The last 2 times they met was in 2019 in the same tournament. And the last and only Stephen F.Austin victory was in 2003, 1-0. You were coaching, weren't you?
That was mine. You have to remind me, Lynn.
I was just trying to verify it for some friends.
We were learning, you know, the next year we did go to the World Series.
Indeed. One of 5 teams you took there.
That is the top of the order, shortstop, number 15.
Along with more than 1,300 victories.
I think you might have embellished that number.
That's the number you gave me.
Shoot. I would have had
Or was that 1,800? I don't know. I can't read the 3s and the 8s. Here's Middlebrook representing the top of the order. She's 1 for 2. We've got a brand new ball game. Off speed, bounced under the glove of Sydney Peterson, who left her feet on the backhand side but could not get to it. So that's the 2nd hit of the game for Middlebrook at the top of the order.
Nice bit of hitting from Middlebrook. We'll see. Yeah, that changeup kind of just sits there. She takes advantage of it.
Yvette, that's 4 out of 5 innings that Stephen F. Austin has put its leadoff batter aboard.
Yeah, kudos to Stephen F. They've come out swinging.
Middlebrook in the 1st.
I think Beth Torina's going to go talk to Sunseri.
Well, Middlebrook in the 1st inning had a base hit. Govan walked in the 3rd to open it. Poole doubled in the 4th, and now a single by Middlebrook to open the 5th.
She might be making a change here.
That looks like...
Pitchers don't know quite yet if they're going in or not. Got Wickersham and Kilponen in the pen. Not quite sure what Torina is discussing here. Yep, I think we're going to make a change.
27's the OP. 99.
Here comes Kilponen.
So Allie Kilponen apparently will be the next pitcher. It is Kilponen who emerges. And we will step aside as Kilponen replaces Sunseri in a 4-4 ball game in the top of the 5th inning in Baton Rouge. This is Allie Kilponen in the circle now for the Tigers, replacing Shelby Sunseri out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. 4 wins and a loss on the season for Kilponen.
Definitely the workhorse. She's going to come in and throw gas. Rise ball, curve ball.
And we will have a pinch hitter for Stephen F.Austin. Mackenzie Bennett will come to the plate against Kilponen. So Bennett batting for Govan, who had singled and walked and scored.
Might she be a very good bunter?
We will soon find out.
Why would you take out your best hitter?
You ask a question I cannot answer. No indication of bunting there.
Nope. Unless something
Bennett
happened.
hitting less than 100.
Maybe let something happen to Govan.
Middlebrook at first base after a leadoff single. There's a strike on the inner part of the plate. That should be Bennett, I should say. I beg your pardon. Middlebrook at first. Bennett waiting for the 1-1 pitch. That's a burner, but it misses. Back and forth we go here. 3 in the first for Stephen F.Austin. LSU got 1 in the second. Stephen F.Austin got 1 in the third. LSU tallied 3 in the fourth. A pop-up left side, and it is squeezed by Pleasance, who ran a long way to get it. So Bennett pops up to the shortstop. That's the first out. And here is Gabby Garcia. Kilponen has retired the first batter she's faced in relief. Garcia whacks one into left field. It's misplayed by Newland, but the runners cannot advance. 1 pitch, and Garcia liked what she saw.
They have come out swinging.
This Stephen F.Austin team is 3-9 on the year, including a 2-0 no-hit victory over Purdue in the first game.
You look very relaxed. I mean, after an error or giving up a run.
Kilponen with a very tidy and tiny ERA of just over 1. Sydney Hebert has good power to all fields. She started her career at the University of Louisiana Lafayette. She is a Texan, but spent some time as a Ragin' Cajun. She has a 3-run homer and an infield hit. Runners at first and second. Only 1 out. Carithers is scheduled to hit next. Here's the pitch. Gobbled up by Cummins. She did an excellent job of preventing the base runners from advancing 60 feet.
Looks like Kilponen trying to work on a drop ball there.
3 balls and a strike. She needs to find the strike zone. Hebert goes after a pitch that may have been elevated.
Big sweeping curveball though that had a lot of good movement. Kind of just throws that ball past her.
I think that was a high strike. Even had the swing not occurred, the 3-2 pitch way up and out, and the bases are loaded. That is a costly walk.
When you're throwing 67 miles an hour, sometimes it's hard to hold up. You identify it as a strike, and then late movement makes it a ball, but you're right. Costly walk here, unless she gets out of the jam.
Carithers has reached on a base hit. That came in the first. And she also reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Kilponen could use a strikeout. Another ball in the dirt that Morgan Cummins really gobbled up going to her left. She looked like a hockey goalie.
Yeah, I'm not
sticking
quite
that
sure
mid out.
what that pitch is. I mean, she's just losing it. That's a curveball.
That's a very difficult pickup by the catcher.
How cool is this? We go back to it. The patch on Cummings' jersey. She's an SEC graduate. Look at this. So they get to wear this on their uniforms when they already have graduated. It's cool.
Kilponen needs to find the strike zone. It's 2-0 with the bases loaded. There's one in for a strike, and she needed it. Still work to be done with Middlebrook at third, Garcia at second, Hebert on first. 2 balls and a strike to Sydney Carithers.
A little low.
Off the mark, and now it's 3-1.
Having trouble with that inside curveball, backdoor curve. Kind of just losing it.
Carithers, a freshman catcher. 3 balls and a strike in a 4-4 game. Check swing right back to the circle. The throw to the plate for 1. Relay to first.
Got her.
In time. Double play. 1, 2, 3 on the putout. 1 pitch, a pair of outs. And LSU escapes and somehow manages to keep Stephen F.Austin off the scoreboard. We move on. We are tied at 4. Stephen F.Austin has out-hit the Tigers here in Tiger Park 8-6, but we are locked at 4. And LSU will send Taylor Pleasance to the plate to start things in the bottom of the 5th inning. Meanwhile, there is a defensive change. Mackenzie Bennett has replaced Shaylon Govan at first base, and Govan has left the field. She's either injured or perhaps ill, and that may answer your question about why she did not bat in the top of the inning.
And that was a big lost at bat. And that inning could have been a huge inning for Stephen F.
Pleasance has tripled off the wall and flied to right. LSU was able to cast ice on a potential rally by Stephen F.Austin in the top of the inning. The Lady Jacks had the bases loaded and could do nothing with it. The inning coming to a close on a 1-2-3 double play.
Tigers are slowly starting to figure out Gaines here.
There's a nice off-speed delivery. Here's the first inning Pleasance triple with 2 outs. Ball hit midway up the right center field wall. LSU and Drake will follow this game about 30 minutes after the conclusion. 2-2 pitch is spoiled off to the left side. Yvette Gerard, Lynn Rollins with you. And we are delighted to have you in our company on the SEC ESPN network.
That's it, Taylor.
2-2 pitch. A bit wide. Stephen F.Austin got off to a 3-0 lead in the first. LSU scored a run in the second. Stephen F.Austin matched that in the third. Then the Tigers got 3 runs in the fourth, and Pleasance hits one high and deep. You can pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye. Taylor Pleasance drives one over the left center field wall, and she has tripled and homered, and that's a big home run for Taylor Pleasance, giving LSU the lead for the first time today. Home run number 1 for Taylor Pleasance.
That changeup just kind of hung there, and Taylor Pleasance stayed back and just got all of that. Tigers recognizing a lot of her pitches now, and we're going to have a pitching change here.
So LSU, for the first time today, takes the lead on a Taylor Pleasance home run to start the bottom of the 5th inning. And we will step aside for a moment as Stephen F.Austin will make a change in the circle. LSU 5, Stephen F.Austin 4. More in just a moment. Sophie Hannibus, a southpaw pitcher, has made 5 appearances, a 1-2 record, an ERA of 7, 12 innings, 5 strikeouts, walked 15. That's been a real problem.
You'll see her pitches are a curveball and a changeup. Of course, she's a lefty. Curveball into the righties.
LSU has 6 left-handed hitters in the lineup. But of course, Georgia Clark waiting, following a home run by Taylor Pleasance to give LSU a 5-4 lead. The Tigers spotted Stephen F.Austin a 3-0 advantage in the first and trailed 4-1 in the third. But LSU with 3 in the fourth and 1 in the fifth on the Pleasance home run, her first of the year. Clark hits it sharply. Lusk gets up and gets Clark at first. Well done, young lady, at third base. Hope Lusk making a heck of a play on the backhanded side.
Once again, doesn't show up in the step line, but you hit the ball as hard as you can. Defense makes a nice play. Good throw. $1 million catch, $1 million throw.
Lusk is a freshman, and she has handled every hot shot at third base. Strike 1 to Sunseri. Well, Hannibus, in addition to the 15 walks in 12 innings, has been reached for 18 base hits. That's 33 base runners.
It's a lot of pressure on the defense.
That'll turn coal into a diamond. There's so much pressure.
And look at the respect that the Stephen F. Look at the outfielders.
They are scratching their backs on the fence. You can't get much deeper than everybody in left, center, and right.
Goes over their head. I think the ball's out of the park.
Shelby Sunseri has flied to left and doubled. She lobs one to right center field. That drops for the base hit. A soft liner into right center, and Sunseri has a couple of base hits this afternoon.
Could have just said that. I'm about to say all she's got to do is poke that ball over the infielders.
That's hit number 8 for LSU. And here is Allie Newland, who has lined to third and bounced to second. Ball 1.
See that curveball breaking away from Newland.
The count is level at 1. Hannibus misses. 2-1 to Allie Newland. Newland, the sophomore outfielder, holding down left field today. 2-1 pitch works its way off the plate wide.
Curve just running away.
That's high and away. Newland is aboard. The Tigers have 2 base runners as they try to extend a scant 5-4 lead. That's the first walk from Stephen F.Austin pitching today. So that's an area in which they have not hurt themselves. But again, Hannibus has given up more walks than innings pitched.
Well, I thought Gaines did a really good job, but once the Tigers saw her 2 and 3 times, they started to adjust.
And it appeared they started looking for that changeup.
Sitting on the change.
Rudity at the plate. She has reached on an error twice. There's a soft pitch that drops in for a strike.
47 mile an hour, a little drop curve there. First one we've seen from her yet.
Rudity has scored twice. That's a mitt popper. And Hannibus thought it was a strike.
Yeah, she's not happy.
Hannibus looks like she's got a live arm. She's tall, she's left-handed, throws with a loose motion. Yvette, if she could get that control under control, she looks like she might have the physical makings of a very nice pitcher.
Her ball has a lot of movement to it, but a little bit out of the zone right now.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Gotta hit your spots. Having trouble with that right now.
Runners at first and second. Only 1 out. Rudity spoils that one. It's fouled. Out of the reach of the diving Hope Lusk at third base.
That might have been ball 4.
The inning started with a home run by Taylor Pleasance, her first of the year. Clark bounced out. Sunseri singled. Newland has walked. The 3-2 pitch with a pair aboard and 1 out. Grounded to the left side. The out made at first as Middlebrook comes up and gets it over to Bennett. The runners advance into scoring position with 2 outs for Morgan Cummins.
Who's having quite a day.
Indeed she is. A pair of RBI doubles.
Come up with 2 good defensive plays. Throws out a runner at third and turned a double play a while ago with a strong throw.
This is the first time in her career that Cummins has had 2 doubles in the same game.
Batting average is starting to go way up there.
The outfield is very deep for her as well. Very deep.
She's pounded the ball today. Base hit, no doubt, will score 2 runs, though, with the depth at the outfield.
That curls inside, 2 balls and a strike.
Hannibus just having so much difficulty throwing strikes.
First base is open. Bailey Brandon, who had an RBI double last time, is on deck. 2 outs, a 1-run game. Carruthers keeps it in play behind the plate.
Trying to sneak that changeup in there.
We play in the bottom of the 5th. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Unfortunately for Hannibus, a lot of the pitches miss where the hitters aren't fooled at all and don't swing. She's not missing close to the zone. Got a pinch hitter here, Presley Pylon.
Well, Bailey Brandon is a left-handed batter, and so is Pylon. And Pylon will hit. This is the first at bat for Pylon with the bases loaded in her career.
Her young career. Redshirted last year.
LSU will certainly not pull the trigger on any borderline pitches here.
No need to chase anything.
2-0 with the bases loaded. There's a strike as it works over the outside edge.
And a big smile from Hannibus.
Presley Pylon at the plate with a 2-ball, 1-strike count, 2 outs. A Tiger on every base, and now it's 3-1.
Hannibus needs to just make small adjustments.
LSU has taken the lead for the first time on the Taylor Pleasance home run. Here's the pitch. Nubbed with spin toward the shortstop. Pick up throw to first. Nicely done. Middlebrook with a sure-handed play at shortstop prevents any additional damage. But this swing by Taylor Pleasance gives LSU its first lead of the game. Pleasance rounds third and heads to home with the 5th run for the Tigers. Let's take a look at the game summary right now, Yvette. We are in the top of the 6th inning, and LSU holds a 1-run lead. A-Bears had a good day at the plate for Stephen F.Austin. Gaines lifted after 4 innings, allowing 7 hits, 3 earned runs. Cummins and Pleasance have provided some power for the Tigers. And Sinceri, the starting pitcher, going 4 innings today, and now it is Allie Kilponen, the pitcher of record for LSU.
Tiger fans and Tiger coaches happy to see the old Pleasance back today.
Hope Lusk at the plate. Or I beg your pardon, Presley Pylon in the game for LSU. And she'll play second base.
Tigers have 2 or 3 options to play second base that are very good defensively.
Lusk has grounded out on a 1-5-3 play. And she also hit the ball on a line to Pleasance last time. Poole and Birkeland are scheduled to follow. Stee right.
Backdoor curve that was almost exactly like the pitch before, which Kilponen was a little, kind of looked at the umpire like, really? What would you like me to throw?
It's an ill wind blowing when you walked the first batter in a one-run game. Three balls, 2 strikes to Lusk. Ball 4.
Cheat that
And
inside.
Kilponen, who hardly ever issues a walk. That's only the 5th of the season that she has allowed.
I don't know if she's hitting her hip on that inside curveball, but she's just completely losing it.
Actually, it's the 6th. She has walked 2 in this game. She had only walked 4 in all of her work coming into this game. Stephen F.Austin again applies pressure. That's 5 of 6 innings that the Lady Jacks have had the leadoff batter aboard. Stee right to Dakota Poole. And there is bullpen activity for the Tigers. Kilponen to Poole. Stee right.
Had the bunt signal on the first pitch, took it off.
The only inning in which the Lady Jacks did not get a leadoff base runner, in fact, the only inning that they have not had a base runner of any kind, is the 2nd, and there's a strikeout and a big one.
It's a good job by Kilponen here, just kind of attacking the strike zone, and that pitch is kind of unhittable if you get that ball called there.
That's the first strikeout for Kilponen in relief. She came on in the 5th.
Is the batter. Number 14, Sensi.
Kilponen finds the strike zone again. Michaela Birkland, a freshman center fielder, at the plate. Right-handed batter stands even with the plate. That levels the count at 1. Birkland is the 4th in a line of freshman hitters, 4 freshmen in a row, and she slaps this one foul beyond first base.
It's that leadoff walk gonna die at first, though.
Starting with Carithers in the 5-hole, the next 4 batters are freshmen. Popped up and squeezed by Pleasance behind second base. Now Simone Medeiros, who has struck out twice at the bottom of the order.
So far, Kilponen's doing her job here. Came in and stopped the bleeding.
We're going to have a pinch hitter. This is Madison Wynn.
Hitters number 1, Simone Medeiros. Left field.
Wynn is a sophomore. 1-1 pitch, half swing foul. Five runs, 8 hits, and 1 error for LSU. 4 runs, 8 hits, and a couple of costly errors for Stephen F.Austin. Wynn slaps it left side. That's beyond Coffey, and Pleasance could not pick it up on the backhand side. That ball was perfectly placed to bounce between Coffey and Pleasance.
Coffey might have shielded Pleasance from seeing that ball. Let's see here, she cut right in front of her glove.
Leadoff hitter, Shortstop, number 15, Cameron Middlebrook.
Couldn't tell from that angle.
So Wynn, in her first at bat,
Does her job.
keeps the inning alive with 2 outs. Lusk, the tying run, is at second base. Back to the top of the order we go for Middlebrook. And she's had a couple of base hits today. This is the first time Middlebrook has seen Kilponen in this game. The 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, it's 2-0. Middlebrook waits. A base hit would most likely tie the game. And now it's 3-0. Middlebrook will likely take at least a strike, maybe 2. But Kilponen has to deliver. There's 1. Off the plate. The bases are loaded, and Kilponen, who had walked only 4 batters the whole year, has walked 3 batters in less than 2 innings of relief this afternoon.
The Tigers catch a little bit of a break here because Shaylon Govan should be up at bat right now, but she has left the field.
Instead, it's Bennett batting for the second time. She popped up to Pleasance last time.
There's quite a difference in batting average between the two.
Kilponen must throw strikes, and there's number 1. Popped up. Pylon makes the catch. And the Lady Jacks leave the bases loaded in the 6th inning. LSU steps over a hot spot. It's 5-4. Tigers leading by 1. We've got a 1-run game here between the Stephen F.Austin Lady Jacks, newly appointed to the Western Athletic Conference after years in the Southland Conference, and the LSU Tigers, of course, out of the SEC. This is Sophie Hannibus in her 2nd inning of relief. She faced 6 batters in relief in the 5th, but the Tigers could not add to their 5-4 lead after the home run by Taylor Pleasance.
There were a lot of pitches in that 1 inning trying to find the strike zone, but she starts with 1 right there.
Coffey at the top of the order is 1 for 3. Briggs and Pleasance will follow. LSU trailed 3-0 in the 1st and came back with 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th to take its first lead. Coffey now has hit safely in 10 consecutive games. Two balls and a strike.
Base hit.
Coffey runs extremely well, and that's her 2nd hit of the game. That one just drubbed in front of the plate in a perfect place for Coffey.
Sometimes you get the good no bounce. All kind of just dies there. Chopped it down, and it just dies.
Here's Briggs, who's 0 for 3. And has not yet reached base. She needs to get there to extend her streak to every game this year. She's grounded out and popped out and flied out. Let's see if she's called upon to bunt here. She has 2 sacrifices. The 1-0. No indication of bunting. 2 balls and no strikes.
See that sweeping curveball that she throws to the lefties.
Yvette, I'm no pitching coach, obviously, but to me, it looks like there's a lot of tools for Hannibus, but they so far just haven't fit.
Hard to be successful if you can't get ahead.
2 balls and a strike. But the arm is live. There's a lot of movement to her pitches. She's got some things with which to work, but just doesn't seem like it's all plugged in right now.
And as you said, she does throw effortless.
Three and 1. Ball is loose at the catcher's feet. And very alertly taking second is Coffey.
Tigers would desperately like to get this insurance run there.
There is ball 4, and that keeps Briggs' streak alive of reaching base in every game. So it came down to perhaps Briggs' last at bat in this game, but she does reach base. Here's Pleasance. She has tripled, she has homered. Here's the 4-base hit.
He just
Up, up, and away.
waits on that changeup that just kind of stays right there on the plate for her.
That was in her last at bat. That's the run that gave LSU the lead.
Oh,
Snared by the pitcher, throw to third for the out.
happy birthday to me. Good play.
A one-hopper right back to the circle. Hannibus dropped the glove, and there was the ball.
Look at her. Just acts like that's routine.
Cool hand loop there.
Yep, everything she does is cool. Doesn't get rattled. That's what you want from your pitcher.
Georgia Clark steps to the plate.
Once again, though, Pleasance tattooed that ball.
Clark 0 for 3. 2 ground outs to the third baseman. And a liner to right. Georgia hitting .257, 3 homers, 8 driven home. There's a nice looking changeup from the big lefty.
Where's that been? Pull that out the back pocket.
Both teams have 9 hits. LSU leads by 1. Garcia, Hebert, and Carithers are scheduled to hit in the 7th. That's 3, 4, and 5 in the order. The 2-1 pitch. Grounded to the left side. The only play is at third base in time. Give Hope Lusk some credit in addition to a nice pickup by Middlebrook. Lusk lunged to her left and then realized she couldn't get it, and then backpedaled quickly. Middlebrook went to her backhanded side, was able to get it, and then throw it over to Lusk, who by that time had recovered for the close out at third.
Howard Dobson thinks they've got a bobble at third. Asking Beth Torina to look at that again. Let's see what we got here.
The ball got to Lusk before the batter got to the bag.
Yeah, she's out. I don't know quite what Coach Dobson saw.
Jason Kemper making the call at third base. And it was an accurate one.
55.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. This is Raylene Gutierrez. And she will park herself at first. Shelby Sinceri pulls it foul. We could see Gutierrez stay in the game at first base.
We could.
When we go to the 7th.
Defensive changes to protect that 1-run lead.
She is running for Georgia Clark, who is the first baseman. Sinceri flied to left, doubled and singled. She has scored a run. Actually, she was lifted for a pinch runner and did not score, but she has turned in a 2-for-3 performance. The 1-1 misses outside.
She's getting a little closer to the misses.
There have not been any swift games with Hannibus in the circle.
Makes it tough on your defense.
The 2-1. Off speed and out of the zone. Sinceri can punish mistakes. Let's see what Hannibus delivers on the 3-1 pitch with Newland on deck. That's high, and the bases are loaded. Hannibus now has walked 4 in 2 innings of relief.
Tigers need to rip this open. They've been given a few gifts here.
Well, it seems like over the last 2 innings, LSU should have scored 4 or 5 runs. But they've got nothing. Each team has left 7 on base. Hannibus has pitched to 11 Tigers and has recorded 5 outs. So LSU had the bases loaded in the 5th after the Pleasance home run. Tigers have the bases loaded in the 6th. The 2-0 pitch. Off speed. That's a courageous pitch and a nice one.
Got to find something that you can try and throw for a strike, and that's a good-looking pitch there.
The 2-1. Finds the strike zone again. We are level at 2.
That curveball, it's a good pitch there, but her curveball just keeps running outside the zone.
Three balls and 2 strikes now with 2 outs. LSU's runners will have the luxury of leaving on the pitch. The Tigers have out-hit the Jacks 10-9, but hold a tenuous 1-run lead. Off the plate, and LSU gets a bases-loaded walk. The 3rd walk of the inning, the 5th walk by Hannibus. And we may have a change here. Anubis already has left the circle. And apparently we will have a pitching change. We will step aside as Alexis Telford, a freshman right-hander, goes to the circle for the Lady Jacks.
Number 11, Alexis Telford.
Alexis Telford is making her third appearance. 2 2/3 innings of work, a couple of strikeouts, a couple of walks, a very high ERA in limited duty, no record. On the roster, she's listed as a right-handed pitcher, but obviously she throws from the other side. And here is Rudity batting for the first time in her LSU career with the bases loaded.
Lefty to lefty, a surge of lefty pitchers here out of the Stephen F. dugout.
Strike one. Telford sort of presents the ball. Watch this windup.
Yeah,
it's not exactly conventional.
It's different.
She presents it right here on that big windup, kind of a 3/4, and then she'll restart. LSU with a 6-4 lead.
Once again, a lefty that curveball out of the zone. Good job by the Tiger hitters not to chase that pitch.
Runners at every base with 2 outs, 3-1 pitch. Very much tight, and the walks continue. That's 3 in a row from Stephen F.Austin pitching, the last 2 with the bases loaded. And SFA has imploded here in the 6th.
Kind of tough to come in and out of the bullpen on a day like today, trying to get warm here, try to stay warm.
Well, here's Morgan Cummins. She's had a very good day. The LSU catcher not only has played well defensively, but has a pair of RBI doubles and a walk. It's her first 2-double game in her LSU career. Ball 1. The Tigers and Drake will do battle about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. And we'll have it for you here on the SEC ESPN network. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the first at bat for Cummins this year with the bases loaded. LSU has come from behind with 3 in the 4th and then a run in the 5th and 2 here in the 6th. The Tigers have 10 hits after a slow start offensively, and I bet that's the most hits LSU has had in the game this year.
Tigers were down 4-1.
6 unanswered runs for the Tigers and a chance for more.
Stephen F. is just having a hard time finding the strike zone with their pitchers.
Three balls, 2 strikes. The runners will be moving. 2 outs. Ball 4, another run scores. 4 consecutive walks now. And the LSU Tigers have some distance between themselves and the Lady Jacks. It's an 8-4 game.
Yeah, well, it was a very close ball game for 5 innings. It's now kind of really going the Tigers' way now.
Presley Pylon will take a cut here as LSU has sent 9 to the plate. Pylon grounded out in her first at bat, and she takes a strike. LSU has scored 7 consecutive runs, with 3 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th. There's a strike to level the count.
Presley Pylon, I think that's the strike you wanted to swing at.
Pylon hacks it into left field and it curls off foul. Newland and Rudity and Cummins aboard. 8-4 Tigers, bottom of the 6th. Against the Stephen F.Austin Lady Jacks, new to the Western Athletic Conference after years in the Southland Conference.
Hard to keep track of the conferences nowadays, isn't it?
Very much so. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The bases are loaded and 3 runs home to provide a bit of insurance for LSU. Telford trying to make a big pitch here and get her team back to the dugout for the 7th inning. Three and two. The payoff pitch coming, the runners are moving. Ground ball up the middle, glove by the shortstop, it trickles out of the glove, and 2 Tigers score. An infield hit off the glove of the diving Cameron Middlebrook, moving to her left from the shortstop position, and a couple of RBI for Pylon.
Good job by Pylon making the most of her chance here. So here's Coffey as the Tigers send their 10th player to the plate. A strike to Danica, who is 2 for 4. And her hitting streak has been extended to 10 games. (10-4) Tigers. That's lobbed down between the shortstop's legs. That was a little twister, and Middlebrook couldn't go down and get it. I'm not sure she would have had a play. In fact, I'm sure she would not have had a play on Coffey, even if she would have picked it up. Not on Coffey, no, but I thought this ball was going to be caught in the air. Let's see. No, it's too far back.
That's going to be an infield hit for Coffey. And the bases are loaded again. Coffey now with 3 hits.
Karina's trying to tell Cummins to run, but Cummins couldn't get up. She tripped.
Briggs at the plate. Strike one. Sierra is 0 for 3, but she did walk earlier in this inning. This is her second at bat in the inning. Coffey has had a couple of base hits in the inning. And with that base on balls, Briggs now has reached base safely in every game. Five in the inning for the Tigers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. What was a 1-run game coming into the inning has taken a different turn, and the LSU Tigers have a 6-run advantage.
Base hit here can end on a run rule. Wouldn't that be crazy? Growing pains for these young Stephen F. pitchers.
That levels the count at 2 with 2 outs. Briggs bats with the bases loaded. Pleasance is on deck. Briggs is the 11th Tiger to come to the plate. This is lobbed out toward left, and it drops in foul ground. This 6th inning has been a concession manager's dream.
You know, when you look at this line score, you doesn't really tell the tale of the tape until the 6th inning.
Correct. Two-two pitch. Lifted into the air in left field and squeezed by Nguyen. And so the inning is finally over, but LSU with 5 in the 6th put some distance between itself and the Lady Jacks. 10-4 Tigers going to the 7th. Top of the 7th is coming your way right now. LSU leading 10-4. If you've just joined us, that score may be a bit misleading. It was a 1-run game going into the 6th inning, but the Tigers got a lot of charitable help from the Stephen F.Austin pitching staff with many walks, and Raylene Gutierrez, as we anticipated, has gone into first base for LSU. So the Tigers need 3 outs to get a win over Stephen F.Austin. The Jacks have already beaten Purdue today on a no-hitter, 2-0.
Jacks were having a great day up until the 6th inning. So as you said, they captured a win in the first one. Pitched very well in that game. Complete opposite of what's happened today in the second one.
Garcia is 1 for 2. Kilponen pops the mitt with a strike. We will have more softball action for you about 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one, as Drake and LSU will do battle in the final game of day 1 of the Purple and Gold Classic here at LSU. So tell a friend about it. It's going to be available right here on the SEC ESPN network.
We'll be here all weekend.
2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, 2 games on Sunday. Here we go. Pleasance picks up the second hop. There's out number 1. Garcia is retired. She finishes the night, presumably, 1 for 3. Now Sydney Hebert, she's had a good night at the plate. She has a 3-run home run, an infield hit, and a walk.
Sydney Hebert.
This Texan turned Ragin' Cajun turned Lady Jack takes ball 1 from Allie Kilponen, who is the pitcher of record for LSU, coming out of the bullpen. So Kilponen on the cusp of winning her 5th game of the year in 6 decisions. There's a strike, 1-1.
She's done her job. Came out, distinguished the fire, and went out and throwing strikes in this 7th inning.
She's looking for her 3rd shutout inning in relief. Yvette, we've got a moment here, presumably in the top of the 7th, just to really recognize the fact that the SEC network and ESPN and all of its platforms for many years in a row now is delivering softball at a great level, a great volume of games all over the world. We get comments from the West Coast, the East Coast, from Canada, from other countries. People tuning in, maybe with connections to the SEC, maybe with connections to LSU in particular, but it's very interesting to see the scope of coverage and viewership via the internet.
No question, this coverage of softball has done absolute wonders for this game. And you're right, I get Facebook messages from people all over the world saying they love to tune in. They thank ESPN for allowing this to happen and how much fun it is. It's really grown the sport, captured the imagination of so many people that obviously don't have the opportunity to watch it in person.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Hebert. Swing and a miss. It's the first time she has not reached base tonight. This game started in the daytime. It's going to end in the gloaming.
Every time you say that, I want to go to Ireland.
Well, let's go.
Do they play softball?
I could not answer that question.
I'm not sure they do. You've got to grow softball there then.
Carithers will try to keep it alive with 2 outs. She's 1 for 3. Kilponen pops the mitt but misses tight, 2-0.
Kilponen's got it going, got that curveball in and out, popping the mitt.
This should be caught by Newland in left field. It is, and the game is over. So the Tigers, who surrendered 3 in the first and were trailing 4-1 going into the 3rd, rally with 3 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th and 5 in the 6th. It was a big day for Taylor Presence, breaking out of a slump. She had a triple, she had a home run, she scored twice. We are done. LSU wins the game 10-4. It's going to be another game coming your way in 30 minutes. Drake and LSU. Until then, good evening, and we'll see you soon. Tigers beat Stephen F. Austin 10-4.